Welcome back to the Roundtable Series on Asake Online. Earlier on, we were chatting to aspiring candidate, Sikhululekile Moyo, and now we have an actual candidate. She's a Councillor Moyo of Ward 17, and she's going to share with us her actual experiences in her political journey. Welcome to the Roundtable. Thank you so much, Councillor.
Thank you, Sizwakele.
So earlier on, we were just chatting to Usugu and Namatai, and they were giving us like hypothetical examples. Usugu is anticipating problems she's going to anticipate. I would like to find out from you, Uti, how has the journey been, the Kalisen journey? What have been some of your challenges actually walking through your shoes, walking in your shoes? What is the journey like to becoming a council?
My name is Sikhululekile Moyo, Councillor for Ward 17, Bulawayo. I'm also the caretaker Councillor for Ward 19. I'll give you the journey to my leadership, the presentation on the journey to my leadership. I was born to December 1974 in Sizwakele in Matipelelen South. I did my primary education in St. Bernard's Primary from 1981 to 1987. Then from 1988 to 1991, I did my secondary school at St. Bernard's Secondary. After high school in 1998, I attained a semi-skilled certificate in Class 3 Electrical Engineering at Westgate Vocational Training Center in Bulawayo. I am a happy single mother of 3. Activism. I've been in politics since 1999. I'm one of the founders of the MDC. I'm a gender equality and political activist since 1999. I have many brushes with the police in quest to democratize the country and also championing gender equality. In 2000, I was in interim MDC Deputy Chair Youth Wing, Ward 17. In 2002, was elevated District Security Officer. In 2003, I rose to a Provincial Security Officer for Bulawayo Province. In 2006, I went on exile. In 2008, was a coordinator for Mark North. In 2011, was posted as a liaison officer for Jomik. In 2013, I became a Provincial Secretary for Security in the main wing of the MDC and also applied to be a candidate for Pumula constituency, where I was denied as I was employed by the party. In 2015, I was elected in the School Development Committee at Amaswazi in Pumula. And also was elected as a gender representative in Ward 17 in Bulawayo Progressive Resident Association. In 2017, I underwent a leadership training with Women for Institute for Development, WILD. And in that year, I was groomed into leadership. As I told you before, in 2013, I applied and I was denied to be a candidate. I was groomed through confidence building. I was groomed to leadership. I went through mentorship school where some of my mentors, I can mention Priscilla Misairami, who inspired me in so many ways in her leadership in the MDC, as she was the Secretary General. Also, other my mentees was Ellen Shriya Tenga. She was in the standing committee of the party. Also, Jasmine Tofa. Now she's an MP for Bulawayo in the PR. I went through a lot with Women for Institute for Development in grooming, etiquette. We did a lot with WILD to teach us to be leaders. Though WILD was teaching me, at the same time, I was on the ground with the community. As I told you, I was working in the school development committee, I was in the resident association, I was participating, umasiphathisane izinto ezenzakala nsuku zonke ku-community. So those are the things that I was doing at the same time being groomed by Wild. In 2018, I ran for a public office and I was elected a candidate for Ward 17, the position I still hold up to date. Since my election into council, I have been to Sweden, I have been to Kenya, Zambia, representing Zimbabwe and a different forum in the country and the world at large. In 2019, I won the first award as a gender champion, Drivers of Change Zimbabwe. 2020, I was earmarked to represent Zimbabwe in International Women's Day in the Huge in Netherlands, but the trip was aborted as it coincided with the worldwide COVID-19. In that, I was picked up and I was working under Wild, and they facilitated, and I was picked up to go and do a photo shoot in Netherlands. It was aborted due to COVID-19. In 2021, I participated in the National and Regional Summit on Gender SADC Protocol, where I presented my works through evidence file. In council, I sit in 3 committees, namely Health, Housing, and Education, 2, the General Purposes Committee, 3, the Future Water Supplies and Action Committee, which I chair. My aim as a chairperson for Future Water and Action Committee is to advocate for more dams to be constructed for Bulawayo to enhance the water supply for our robust city. At what level? I spearheaded several awareness projects for the girl child, income generating projects for youth and women, crime prevention initiatives, and sought assistance for families who fall into tragic incidences, e.g. houses gutted by fire. And also in the things that I have done, I had an open door policy for the young people, and at which I have an office, they have a desk in my office where they do their business every day. And through that desk, they've formulated a Phumula Youth Leadership Forum, which is registered and is working in Phumula in Bulawayo at large. Through the youth desk, there are also youths that are doing arts and culture. They've done a lot of things. Last year, they had their Praka Awards, which are Phumula Awards, that are held end of the year, and they were successful. They are promoting young people in our area to do arts and culture. They'll be doing a lot of things. The youth will be showcasing what they do. Those that sing, those that do arts, those that act, those that do reading, whatever the things that they do as young people, they showcase end of the year. And this year we're having it, and most of you will be welcome on the 18th of December. It will be in Phumula North Hall. And also in that desk, in my office, there is a group of young people that is called Invelo Group, that is doing, which is planting trees. They are working on climate change. As we are seeing that there is climate change, the country has changed, the rainy season and the seasons have changed, and we are discovering that we're in a drought time from 2016. So they are planting trees so that they mitigate the climate change issues. So every Friday in Phumula, young people in the community will plant trees. And also in that desk, there is a group of young people that assist in identifying the vulnerable families and the source foodstuff for the families. We every month give families that are suffering 10 kg of meal and few other things through the youth desk. And also in Pumula, I have a mentoring school, as I was also mentored. There are young people in my community that I'm working with. There are young people that I'm grooming. There are young people that are in leadership now that I'm working with. And also in my community, since I was elected as a councillor, we have good relationships in our communities. As my ward consists of peri-urban, Kulamakaya, then there's town. Before I was elected, we used to know that the peri-urban people do their things on the other side and the urban will be doing our things. But now as a community, we are one. Whatever we do as one. I'm a member of the Women in Local Governments Forum, Wilgrave, which has managed to successfully lobby for a women's quota, the 30% in council, though we are still fighting for 50-50 representation, which is in our constitution. What made us to fight for the quota system? We realized that in 2013, in local government in Zimbabwe, the representation was 18%. And in 2018, when we were elected, we were only 14%. So the numbers of the female councillors was deteriorating. And we were imagining in 2023 what will happen. So if there is a quota system, no matter what, in each and every council in Zimbabwe, there will be a woman standing for other women outside there. Challenges that I faced in my journey as a leader. Firstly, if you can note, from forming the MDC in 1999 and only to be in office of power in 2018, it's 19 years. So power does not come in a silver plate. You have to work for it. And at the same time in the journey, there are so many complications that we walk along with. Men will be pushing and other women will be pushing you again. But finally I made it in 2018. In my ward, geographically my ward is big. There is peri-urban and urban. And from my homestead, from my house where I stay, to the furthest area of my ward, I have to travel more than 12 kilometers. And as a woman, and usually we are asipiwanga njengabo baba, who are less privileged in resources. So if you don't have a car, it means you won't make it. But in my case, I had a car, and I'm a vendor by profession. I work hard for my family through vending at the same time to service my community. In council, we are not paid, we are given allowance, transport allowance to attend council meetings. It's not a position of power with money. It's a sacrifice position. The other challenge that I have, that I faced in my position of power, the delay of processes by council on initiatives that are given by the young people and the community as a whole. There are good things that we suggest as a community, but the processes in council delay to come. And also the challenges that I faced. I managed to contest to be the deputy mayor in 2020, where I only got 2 votes. But in council, we had 6 women. And the other vote I got from a mayor. The trust from each other we don't have. The message that I can leave to you, the young people in Bulawayo and Zimbabwe as a whole. As sisters and as women, we should work together, support each other, lift up each other, and vote for each other. There is no one who will stand up for us. Men will never change to be women. It's only us who can lift each other and be a better leaders as women. So what I encourage is, it's not an easy journey to go, but everything, when you want to be a leader, you have to work it out from your childhood, from your community. So that when you get into politics, or you are an independent, when you want to get into community, you want to stand, you should be known. You can wish to be a candidate, but when you don't work out for it, we won't go anywhere. And I encourage you as young people to walk with others, walk with your colleagues, inspire young ones, young girls. From our homes, I encourage that from our little sisters as they are born, let's not buy them the baby dollies, because those are the things that destroys our minds. Bayasithengela odoli. Odoli labana sebengitshela ukuthi mina ngingumama kumele ngibhabhule. Umntwana ongifana athengela imota. He's inspired ukuthi abe le degree engikade imota leyana. Mina ngibhizi ngithengela imbiza ngithengela odoli. It should just stop with our generation, the patriarchy. We cannot cry of patriarchy at this stage. And with your generation, we cannot. Let's fight against it. That's the message I'm leaving with you. From the childhood, our sisters, our little babies, let's teach them proper things. Let's buy them the big dictionaries or whatever. Buy them the capes so that they be the graduates. Let's buy them the cars. Let them be inspired that they can drive. They will also know that they can make it from at a tender age. Some of us, we thought and saw the cars when we were old. And it's very difficult to see. I'm born from a big family of 17. I'm the last born of a 17. And I'm the first person in the family to buy a car. You can just see the generation. So we'd want to see that in your generation. Let's encourage the young people from the tender age to be educated. The young girls, let's encourage them to learn and inspire them to see the future of a better woman. Let's be there on their side as they learn so that they go far. Most of these things is because we were disadvantaged. Our mothers were disadvantaged. But I denied it in my age. I denied it in my family. I said I will make it. I heard some of you asking the questions, if you are single, you cannot stand. I am single, a mother of 3. I am a councillor. I am respected in my ward. I'm respected in Bulawayo. I'm respected in the world. That's why I was being chosen to go and represent Zimbabwe in all these countries that I've mentioned. I've been globetrotting as a single mother and a leader. And there's nothing that when you want to stand, if you are single, maybe the ZEC or anyone will ask you that you are single. There's no law that states that. It's unfortunately, when I mentioned to the other young girls that it's disturbing when you are single. When I was interviewed, when I wanted to stand as a councillor, the first question the person who was interviewing me asked me, I was on Skies FM, said, as a single woman, what do you think you will do to the people? How will you manage your programs? How will you deal with the family and the leadership? It's demoralizing. But I told them I would do it. I've decided to stand. I want to lead. There's nothing different from a man that a man can do that I cannot do. The truth of the matter, the community will always speak. Umama ongayendanga uzasenzelani. Bafuna ukubona ubaba bona abayendileyo baba babeyenzani babaphendukisa emhlanganweni. That's why sibalutshwana umama abangabusiyo. Hambani emakhaya. Umama uzastenda njani abe ngumcandidate. Kumele ayetheza inkuni, kumele ayekukha amanzi. So if you are single, you can leave those house calls and participate in politics. And take charge and lead. In brief, I thank you. That was my journey.
Councillor, thank you so much. I have so many questions, but in the interest of time, these conversations that we're having, we're going to continue having these conversations up until 2023 and beyond. So the aim of this program is to ignite conversation. Let's start debating and just get to talking about all these various issues. That said, I wanted to ask you, there were some issues that were raised, Uti, the pros and cons of being in a political party versus being an independent. What would you say, what would you advise, what have you experienced, what are the benefits for you having been part of a party?
It's a difficult question because it came at the wrong time when things in our political party are not good enough. Some of our women have been recalled because we belong to a political party. So many things are happening. It's okay to be in a political party in the sense that in our country, people believe you cannot stand alone. They need a political party that has a president and its candidate to change the governance. The belief that we grew in, we believe that if you don't belong to a political party, people cannot vote for you. It's something that we found, and it's something that is happening. People believe if you are alone as an independent, where will you take the challenges? You don't have a president, you don't have anything. You only make noise at your level, but which will not change for the rest of the people. The advantage of contesting in a political party is that people have trust. If everything changes, the president changes, the parliament changes, the council changes, it will be a new government. But if you're an independent, people feel you are not, you won't change everything. I think into ekhona kithi as Zimbabweans ukuthi sibelieve ukuthi ngingahamba le party kwikho kulula. That's why game change eba khona fully from president, parliament up to the council, up to the lower structures. And if you are standing under a political party, it's easy to campaign because the name of the party on its own can sell itself. And when you come in under the party, people will be voting for the party. They'll be not voting for the individual sometimes, they vote for the party. It comes with what I can say, kuba ukuthi umsebenzi oyabuyenza ku community will be an advantage to the political party so that people vote you more. But when you are standing under a political party, it's a bit easier because you'll be working with the party. Everything that you'll be doing, if the party president speaks, he speaks on behalf of everyone. If ever he is campaigning, they are campaigning under the same system. But if you are independent, you have to stand alone, and you stand alone in the council. Nothing will change on top in the National House, in the presidency. Some of the things, they will just die on natural death. I'm not saying it's not good to have independence because they give the democracy of the people, the thinking of the people. But in Zimbabwe, we were brought up in that situation. What we think being in a political party will make a change, will get a change better, will get it faster that way. But it's not easy also when you fall under a political party because sometimes when you are representing people, you fail to articulate things that people want because there is a party position. You are sometimes guided to what to say. You no longer have your freedom to speak out on issues that you think of importance. All the things that they need to be caucused, they need to be said under the party name. But if you are independent, You will be a freelance, represent the people the way they want. You say things out as they are. That's the disadvantage that I saw. Because when I'm under a party, I have to first consult. Hey, I want to speak about this, but when you're representing people, you should be free to say what people want and to stand to what people voted for you for.
Okay. And my last question. What does a councillor do? You know, like Sikhululekile says she wants to be councillor. We'll see you driving past, you're doing the things, we see you in newspapers, we've heard about the trips. But what is a councillor supposed to do? So if somebody is saying Sikhululekile wants to be councillor, what are your expectations? Saying is really, first of all, transport allowance. So I'm already like, okay, number one. But day-to-day things, what are they supposed to do? What are their expectations? Let me councillor. For all the wrong reasons. But this is what people expect. This is what I'm supposed to do.
Simple to be a councillor. A councillor is a policy maker. I take up the things that the community wants, the challenges that the community have, the challenges that they bring up to me. I take them to the council. From there, when I take them to council, we formulate laws that will govern the people. See, you could tata is colors of Zabantu pans. See, Hambela zo counseling. Abantu baya complain akates, ye councillor Masua, ye councillor Mkwaqo yethu file, ye councillor izindlu zilutshwana sifuna abantu abathi babe lezinye izitendi kwenye indawo. Ngihambele izikhalazo leziyana ecounseling. Siyefika laphana le ecounseling silama implementers that we call the directors and workers of council. Siyehlala phansi sikhangela ama bylaws of council. Sikhangela ukuthi how can we formulate laws that talk to what people want. We formulate policies from what the community wants. Ukuba ngukouncillor also kufuna somebody who has a passion, because you'll be working with people and it's a ngumsebenzi owenza 24 hours. Any challenges of our community bakuqoqodela ngo-12, ngo-5 a.m., ngo-7 a.m. You can fail to go where you want to go as long as the resident want to say something to you. So bayaletha izikhalazo zabo. At the same time ungukouncillor uyabe usungu advisor wabantu ukuthi sometimes omunye umuntu babuya lama issues, councillor sile problem yezesa, you have to communicate with izesa to sort their problems. Councillor sile problem enje ichurch ile isibangela umsindo throughout the day, you have to go to the church, communicate with the resident association, libona ukuthi likhulumisana njani le church yona lena. Councillor ye abantu laba bagida amadlozi sebetshaya ingunguze kuse sesikhulumisana lama traditional healers. Councillor into yonke. It's not about formulating policies. All the challenges that the community have, we have mediator. Usukhangela konke ukuthi kwenzakalani, labafuna ukuthi abalama problems uba directed to the relevant authorities, to the relevant offices. Babuya cancel umntwana kala birth certificate, umama wahambe egola sikwazi wayanga kumele afunde. Wena ungukouncillor so kumele uba facilitated to the rightful office where the child will be assisted. Councillor ngela school fees. So kumele udinga ukuthi la ugogo ngiyambona gala plan, vele gala plan gala luthwalenza usekhulile ngeke ayisebenza, ulabazukulu abachiwayo lapha gala school fees. So kumele ufacilitate ukuthi uhambe esikolo kuma programs lapho kulama ama-beam lokhuzeni okubhadalelwa khona i-government kumbe ama-organization that assist those children aba vulnerable. Make sure ukuthi bayasizakala. Councillor sokufiwe sokumele uyekhuluma emfeni. Sokubuya i-COVID, i-pandemic, sokumele uhambe ukufundisa nge-COVID ukuthi abantu lapho ohlangana khona lama gatherings. Councillor into yonke nje khona emhlabeni. Uhlupho lonke la ndinganitshela ngiyakwanisa ukuthi ngiformulate something and work out from there. But not working alone, working with the community, working with you people. You can tell me the problem at the same time ngili consult for the solution. That's the duty of a councillor. Ama-problems abantshela wona ku-what ngiphinde mbabuza ukuthi libona ngani singasolva njani. Sengihamba lawe ecounseling sembatshela hayi thina sibona ngani lokhu kungenza so asikwenzeni kanje. That's the duty of a councillor.
Okay. So earlier on, Councillor, we had a question from one of our audience members, Buze City. Why is it that women are failing to get to the highest decision-making offices and like presidential? Why are we not having women presidents and more women like that? I know it's not a scientific answer; it's just your opinion, Nje. Yes. What would you say on that?
I think as sisters, we need to assist each other. Mina, for 2023, I still want to be a councillor, and I want to be the first woman mayor of the city of Bulawayo.
Wow.
First, it should be from me, myself. Say it out, speak it out. Then you are there to work with me to that position, support me to that position. What you speak sometimes comes out as it is. I mean, in 2017, I remember we were having a wild conference, we were having a Women's Day. I declared and told them in 2018, I'll be one of the powerful women leaders. But I did not say it way. But here am I. I had no plans with how I'll get there. But I'm there. And in 2023, I want to be the mayor, first woman mayor of the city of Bulawayo. If it's not me, it should be another woman. I better be contesting with another woman for that position. If there's no woman contesting, I will declare it, I will take it. I have to take it. We have the right to demand. We have the right to demand. So even in the presidency, those that want to stand for us as women, they also should take it up. We are there to support each other. As I believe you are there to support me, I will also support you. I think as women and as sisters, as long as we are united, we are going to win. One day we have a female president candidate. One day we have a female mayor in the city of Bulawayo. Kusodolopho. Hlala sibona ubaba bethwalisa izinduku begqoka amajazi amakhulu. But we want a woman. Not a woman only, a young woman. It cannot be me, but a young woman can take over. We plan, we do it as women. And also, I feel as women, we should sometimes leave other political things aside and support each other. Because what divides us when we are getting into power, women will be fighting that I'm from this political party, I will not support this woman. But the cause of a woman will never change. We will always be fighting, we want our space. Until when? We should have a solution. And as young people, I think you can give us a better solution for us as women to take charge. In our ages, we are almost failing because I'm about to age. Very soon, I'll be turning 50s in the next coming 5 years. So the ball is upon you, young women. Within 2023, how many of you want to stand? And what are you doing in your communities? And I encourage you from today, whoever wants to stand, you should start working in your community. Woba khona kozibuthe ukhuluma ezimfeni abantu bahle babekwazi ukuthi kulo suku omele abazali izakhamizi ofuna ukuba ngukhansela. Ubatshela abadala ukuthi bakithi asikhipheni amabhuku sibhadale nini sincedisane. Yikho sithi ngumasiphathisane. Asiphathisane ngoba ukufa kubuya kungelakho akuringi pheko. One day umuntu avuke efile. Do those programs akhona ayenza izakhamizi zibambane zibe kwazi ukuthi wenzani. Church la ile impact xa useRoma cela ukuthi ubale isifundo la uchumayele babe kwazi. Yes, any space where you are, try to shine. When you're at school, fight to be a headmaster, senior teacher. It starts from there. Demand your space. Because Sizwakele sihlale sithi women were not there. Women were not supporting each other, but we are not there. We are doing nothing. The reason sometimes why Sizwakele uthe ngiyabonakala kuma newspaper, I'm fighting for my space. I want to be known. Khona pha ngiyafuna ukuba kwazi akulokwaziyo wake wezwa ngoCouncillor uSikhulu. I even won the award ka-August eyama Youth Heroes Awards, Youth Heroes Award. The best councillor working with young people in their initiatives. In August, nje babe ngibuza ama-councillors angama-youth, why singena into zabantwana? Ngathi no, they never said I'm a youth, but I won in promoting and working with the initiatives of the young people. Because they are the future. Angeke ngitarget ogogo mina. Ogogo balutshwane in numbers. Young people are the majority. In looking at 2023, Lilomland, because you need to mobilize yourself to register to vote. Because you can't be a candidate if you are not registered. Are you registered? You can't wish to be anything like registered. You can't wish to be anything if you don't have an identity card. So you have to have an ID, you have to register. Then you can talk of wanting to stand or wishing to stand. And in our numbers, a young woman, there are many of them out there. Let's encourage them to register to vote. And we can mobilize ourselves and say wherever there's a woman, wherever you are, make sure you vote for another woman. And we see what we want to win. We constitute 52% of the majority in Zimbabwe. So I don't even think we can lose. In any ward, we can have 29 councillors, female councillors. If we have a strategy as women, we can take over. What is it that is done in council? We are dealing with issues that affect women mostly. The healthy issues, the water issues, the roads that we use, all the challenges that we have in ezindlini. Yizo esithwasimelwa ngoba umgune counseling. Why zingamelwa umama uSikhulu? Ngoba izinto zamanzi ezokuwatsha ezokugeza amanzi khathesi ayahlupha kodwa amanzi akhona emadamu kuhlupha thina omama. Nga uSikhulu umeya nga uyaba ngumsebenzi othi bakithi something should be done omama ngale bakhala ngithi. But still as a chairperson of water, I will always speak. We have challenges of water, technical challenges. The water is there, but it's not reaching out. It's not reaching the people. So, as a woman leader, I'll be more concerned because ngiyakwazi kuyangi-affect as an individual first. So ngiyabe ngikwazi ukuthi umama omunye ongale his side emachamhlophe osesiyakuba le 6 months amanzi ebuya after 4 or 5 days wenza njani. You know, as women, we have our monthly days that we go wherever. We need more water. It's our right to have water, even in the Constitution, Section 4. Is whatever sections are there that we have the right to water.
Councillor, thank you so much. Unfortunately, in the interest of time, we'll have to bring our program to a close. But thank you so much for your journey and breaking it down. I'm sure whoever's watching, Sikhululekile is watching, and anybody else who is aspiring to work in politics has a very good idea of what role they're expected to play. And Namatai, any last words for our panelists and our viewers at home?
I agree with everything that Councillor Sikhulu said. Everything starts with ourselves, your self-support, your self-confidence, and also make sure that you have an established support system among us as women, financially, resources, and also not to forget that each time you may need any help, you may come to our offices, CIPF building, Suite 401, corner Jason Moyo, 9th and 10th Avenue, whatever assistance you may need as an aspiring councillor or MP, and we can discuss the way forward, to discuss where we can help or where we can refer you to. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I'd like to give a very special thanks to my guests. Councillor Moyo, Ward 17, thank you so much for being a part of the program. And thank you, Namatai. Namatai Munyuru is the Monitoring and Evaluation Officer at WILD. And also earlier on, we had an aspiring candidate. And she is the vocal Sikhululekile Moyo. I hope you enjoyed this program, this edition of the Roundtable Series. The discussion does not end here. We are still on the road to 2023. And we are focusing on women and youth involvement in politics and government. If you've got any comments or would like to make any comments as well about the program, about getting in touch with WILD or any of our panelists, do get in touch on our social media platforms, on Facebook and on Twitter. My name is Sizwakele Ndlovu. Thank you so much for watching Asake Online, and we'll see you in other programs.